Hi everyone, welcome to the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves, I'm the host. And what we're going to do this week is compare online services, America Online, CompuServe, Prodigy, and Microsoft Network. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'm the host. And what we're doing this week is we've had a lot of people leave messages on our email and also on our hotline, which by the way will come up during the breaks, and about how do you compare all the different online services, America Online, Prodigy, CompuServe, and the Microsoft Network. So what we decided to do is I'm going to show each one of them, spend about 12 or 13 minutes on each of them. It's going to be fast. But show you, the highlights of the different things and what you can do in the different software packages or different providers or online services. So I think what we're going to do first is we're going to start with CompuServe. No particular order. I just first one on my screen, so I just hit it. What we're working on here is I connected automatically through it. I just double clicked on the icon, connected up, and I'm just going to bring this up because this popped up automatically here. It automatically tells you what's new things that are coming up. You can see while you were sleeping, happy holidays from CompuServe, all the new things that are hot or just came out or new things. They change us daily, so you can see what's going on. There's also, automatically comes up when you start this up, is the Explorer, this little icon called Explorer, and what this allows you to do is actually get into the, there's actually member service, conferences online, special offers. You can go into find a member, find a file, find a topic, what's new. That actually brings up this little blurb over here on the side. Member services allows you to go in there and find out how much your bill is going to be. You can actually find out different things like different connections, like if there's a 28.8. There now, CompuServe actually has not only 14.4 but 28.8 baud connections, which makes it a lot faster for downloading files and actually connecting to different things. And also on the bottom here is the Internet Spotlight. CompuServe now uses the Spry browser for their Internet connection, so you can do web browsing. So I'm just going to close this right here. This is actually the new information that it comes down. So we'll just make that smaller or minimize it so we can see what's going on. And we'll actually just close this. This is the screen that comes up automatically. You can see there's basic services, there's news, magazines, communications, computers. This is the one I use all the time because I am a nerd. References, there's different encyclopedias and things. You can look up different articles and whatever on anything you ever want to look up. Sports, professional, finance. You can look up stocks and find out what they traded at on different days. On today, for example, find out information about money exchanges and things. Here's the internet connection. Education. You can there's actually sections in there for teachers, so you can find out about different things. There's, all the different tests, SAT tests, different sample questions and things on that. Travel, where you can go in there and actually book and reserve airline tickets and things, hotels, and find out about bed and breakfast and all kinds of different things. Anything you want to know about travel. Shopping, there's things for you can actually go in there and do, it's actually like the home shopping network almost. A book actually comes out. Can I show this book right now? Let me see if I can hold this up. Every month CompuServe sends out a book called CompuServe. Wonder why they call it that. And what there is in here is in the back of it are all these different things that you can buy. Now this just shows examples every month about what you can buy, but there's you can actually go online and look different things up. There's actually a section in here every month that shows new things that are added to it's actually called Shoppers Online. You can see it right here. And what happens, you can order albums. Here it is, direct connection. There's books, all kinds of different things that you can order. A mall reference. There's actually a mall reference here. It's too small to read, but just believe me, there's a bunch of things. apparel, arts, music, video, automobiles, clubs, finance, computer hardware, software, books, periodicals, gifts, flowers, office supplies, hobbies, housewares, merchandise, travel, all kinds of different things. So this comes out every month. It's got little articles about different things every month. Something fun, different files that are you can download. There's a section on kids, and this one about how to, so kids don't have access to all the different internet web pages, the ones you don't want them to. All kinds of different things. So this comes out every month. All right, so we'll just go back to the screen here. So let's go, also there's home and leisure, fun and games, all kinds of games and things. Entertainment, you can find out about movies and different things like that, music. And then member service, just like I was showing you before, you can go in there and find out, how much it is per hour and different area code. I mean, you put in your area code to tell you that if you're going to travel, for example, and you want to find out what the CompuServe access number is, you can do that. So let's go to computers, for example. When you hit computers, you can see down on the bottom of the screen, by the way, it says I have one mail message waiting for me. So you can actually go up here to the little mailbox up in the corner, and when you hit that, it'll actually open up the mail, and it'll go in there and actually bring up another screen. While we're waiting here to to bring up the computers, you can see the little icons along the top. There's a little question mark. I don't know if you can see that on the side. Oh, here it pops up. We'll come back to that. Well, let's go and do the icons. There's connection. It tells us how long we've been connected, 7 minutes and 37 seconds. Places. When you hit places, they're all your favorite places, so you can actually save where you were, so you can find where you were before. So if you come up tomorrow or next week or next year, you can always find that fun place you were at before, your favorite places. Find allows you to, if you hit over the top of that, it actually gives you a topic. You can put in there anything you want, like IBM or any kind of software package, Sound Blaster, for example, or whatever you might want, and it'll find any information of where it is and what page or what category that is, or what little different section it might be in. So we'll just cancel like that. This world actually brings up this big screen that's behind here. Go, if you hit go, it actually, some of the services like, let's say Microsoft or whatever, you can just type in Microsoft, hit go, and it'll go right to the Microsoft page or the Microsoft section. We'll hit cancel there. Quotes allows you to go right in and find out stock quotes. There's the thing on this one is weather. If you hit weather right here, it'll actually say local weather. It knows because it's area code 713 that it's Houston, but we can go down here and find out any city that we want. We want to know what what it is in Buffalo today, and hit OK, and it'll actually find the weather in Buffalo. I should say there's a lot of snow here. You can see there's 20 to 25. Let's see if it says anything about how much snow there is. Tons of snow. I know it snowed a bunch. But anyways, you can go in there and pick any city you want. We hit OK. The next one is you can actually do in and out. There's a file cabinet, so you can file and save files. You can look things up, exit, disconnect, whatever. So I brought up, while we were waiting there, I was doing two things at once there. The computing support section, or forum as they call them. We can do support directory, software forum, hardware. Let's bring up hardware. If we double click on hardware forum, it'll actually go into the hardware and bring up all the different hardware vendors that actually have a forum on CompuServe. And what this does is there's everything, Adaptec, AirData, Apple, AST, Atari, Attachmate. There's hundreds of them. I've never counted how many there are. Canon. And each one of these things, let's just pick something like, let's pick one that's fun. Well, we want to patch. Let's do Creative Labs. If you hit double click over the top of Creative Labs, that's the Sound Blaster people. And on this forum, they have all the new updates for drivers for all the different Sound Blaster boards for Windows 95. There's different examples of different wave files, all kinds of different things. So you can see a little icon comes. Usually the very first time you log on, and we should probably log on one that I've never been on before, it'll actually come up and ask if you want to join this forum. It'll ask you for your interest, why you want to join it or whatever, or you can just hit OK. And that way it records how many times you've been on, so you can see where you've been, and they can actually send you mail if something comes out or whatever. So there's new little icons on the side over here when you get into a forum. This one over here, for example, is the lookup. You can see the little books, and it has a little finger. You hit over the top of that, and another little, I guess, little file section here, a little dialog box comes up, and there's general information, sound and music files, all kinds of fun WAV files and MIDI files, drivers. Let's go to Sound Blaster 16, for example. If we double-click on that, it actually will bring up all the Sound Blaster 16 drivers. So if we go, and there's one-line listing of everything. That's usually a good thing to do for all these online services, is to do usually on the very top of most of them, they'll have a one-line listing of all the files. What that allows you to do is download that file, read it offline. You can find out what you want to download, and you're not wasting time, in connection time. So you can find out, I want to go directly to the Sound Blaster or Creative Labs forum, connect and download a file for the Sound Blaster 16 board support for Windows 95, for example. You don't have to go through here and search each one of them and find out. Like if you go in here and find out what this is, you just go to description, you highlight it, and it tells you exactly what's in there. It tells you how big it is. This is a 979K file. That's almost a megabyte. So that'll take a while to download, unless you have a 28.8. It still takes a long time. So you want to make sure what you're downloading and how much you want to download. So it's a good idea to download that one file, find out what the files you want to download, and then connect later and then download it. And you can see there's a description on that file with all the new drivers that are available when you download that driver, for example. So we'll just double-click out of that. We can get out of that, and you can see there's all different types of things. Let's get back to hardware. We go back to hardware. There's Epson. There's new drivers for Epson. Gateway 2000. Everything. Let's cancel out of this. Let's get up this. We can go to computers. There's also software forums. We'll just get out of this. We'll go to something different. We'll go to. We'll just close that one or minimize that. Go to services, and let's go to sports. And what happens is when you load up sports, I'm hoping that one of these will come up and show that there's different artwork loading. A lot of times on these packages, it actually loads every day. There's new graphics that's come up. For example, if the Oilers lose, there might be an Oiler logo, or if they win. Either way. What happens is every day they switch this, so they download new graphics. So they can't always have the graphics loaded on your hard drive. They'll download what they can, things that are used over and over, but for the most part they download new graphics every time. You can see if we go to this, to the screen here, there's a welcome, there's this clipping, Sports Illustrated magazine, Sports Illustrated photo gallery, store, you can buy Sports Illustrated stuff, and other sports down here. Tells you number one, it's Nebraska's number one, Florida's number two, Dallas Cowboys, whatever. So there's different forums for each one of these things. Now this is a pretty cool package. If we go here to mail, and we'll bring up the little mail box so that you can actually send mail to anybody. So we can actually send mail to myself if I wanted to on America Online, for example. Let's just delete that, and we can close that. That just says get new mail. If we had a whole listing of things that we wanted to get rid of there, we'll just hit close. So I guess that's, in a nutshell, a pretty fast nutshell, that's CompuServe. Basic services, I use computers all the time, the computer section. Check out sports. The education's kind of fun to go into, and the internet. So it depends. It's all personal preference what you like to see. So I think what we're going to do is take a quick break, and we'll be back with our next online service. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. This is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves, and what we're talking about today are online services. We've already talked about CompuServe. The one thing I didn't show on CompuServe was how to connect to the web, but you can connect to the web through their Spry browser. So you can actually have CompuServe and connect to the World Wide Web to get into the internet. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show Prodigy. Prodigy is just another online service. It's not quite as, it's pretty cool. It's not quite as flashy as some of the Windows programs. It's almost like a text-based Windows program, which I know sounds kind of goofy, but it actually is. And it's always been that way. You can see on the bottom of the screen, there's the little thing, that little mail that says, that lets you know you have mail. There's a forward and backwards button, a menu, which takes you to the main menu, hot, which actually takes you to, of course, what's hot. Just like CompuServe had, like, what's hot, that's how you can hit that. I mean, that's how you get there from hitting that. Web takes you to the Prodigy web browser. Mail actually takes you into Mail. Chat allows you to chat with other people that are on Prodigy and talk about different things. There's different groups of people that actually have chat groups, bulletin boards, and that now, and also help. The little question mark is help. On the left, on the right here, they have all the different sections, just like CompuServe had. There's business, finance, communications, or communicate, computing, entertainment, home and family, internet, all the way down the line there, travel, teens, sports. There's highlights, interest groups, and it always has the news. This is actually the first screen when it comes up. Along the top is also file. You can print things out, edit, or you can do a snapshot of the screen, for example, copy things. You can actually go directly to a page if you know what page you want. Same thing like we used before. If you know Microsoft, you can go to or jump to Microsoft or whatever page you go to all the time. There's also a hot list, just like all the other ones, even just like internet. You know, if you have bookmarks, same thing with a hot list. Things you go to over and over, you just add names to this hot list, and it makes it real easy to go and go right back to wherever you were. There's also an index, A to Z, and you can highlight that and tells you exactly where you are. Page, you can page up and down. Search to something if you know what you're looking, or if you don't know what you're looking for, you can actually search for it. Contents, same thing that are on the right-hand side there. There's weather, business, sports, communications, entertainment, goodies. This is where you actually set things up. Sounds, if you have a soundboard, you can actually set your sound so when it's downloading a file, when it's finished, it'll actually tell you when it's finished, or it dings, or whatever it might be. You can set up a macro so that you can, if you do the same things over and over, you can actually record what you're doing so you can do it over again. And then the help, of course, you can find out, you can personalize. You can actually have this thing automatically auto log on for you if you know your password. That gets dangerous if you don't want to let people have access to your Prodigy or any other online services. I don't suggest putting your password in automatically, because then anybody can get on there and spend hours and hours and use all your time out your monthly charge up on your dollar. So, if possible, it's better. If nobody else has access to your computers, it's no big deal putting in your password so it does it automatically, but you can do that. So let's go to, for example, business and finance. If you hit over the top of this, it'll actually bring up the next menu. Occasionally, on a lot of these services, you'll actually have different times that you're actually in free time. And what that does, it usually allows you to download new files and you're not charged for it. It actually, down in this one, for example, down in this lower right-hand corner, it'll actually say free. So if it thinks that it's downloading a file that you shouldn't have to pay for, it'll actually say free down there. And what it does is it downloads the newest graphics or whatever. But you can see this, the interface is pretty good. There's only one drawback today for Prodigy over, that like America Online and CompuServe, for example, and Microsoft Network, is it's the fastest speed you can use on Prodigy today is 14.4. That's, when you're comparing apples with apples, the difference between 14.4 and 28.8, of course, is double. But it's not always double. Usually it's 28.8 is even faster than just double 14.4 when you're downloading files and accessing files. Although I think because this is text-based, more text than it is Windows, it actually will load a lot faster than if it was a 100% Windows program. So that's, I think, how they get by with the 14.4 baud connection. If it was 28.8 and it was a text-based system like this, it would fly. It would really fly. So when they come out with a 28.8, Prodigy will have a leg up on the other services, I think. But you can see here it tells you the Dow Jones, actually it was 27 points up, and NASDAQ, Amex, everything else. You can go in there and find out about different things. Stock search, you can go in there and actually, if you hit in here over stock search, we can go in there. Let's do, I don't know, let's pick something like BMC software, for example. Like it's coming up here. BMC, let's do BMCS. And we can go in there and just hit, and it'll actually find the BMC stock for that day. Again, you can go over here, you can actually go in here and do a track list. There it is right there, quick report. We'll just do a quick report. And we're getting charged for this, but that's all right. I don't, you know, we'll go in there. It's only money, you know, it grows on trees. We'll go in there and it'll actually go in there, we don't care. And we can just double click on that. Go in here and cancel that. We don't want to do this. I don't really want to get charged for this, so I won't go in there and do that. quick change right there. So we'll go in here and we can do instructions. We can actually find out all the different things about that stock if we want to do that. So let's go back. Let's go back to what's hot. It'll bring up a screen and of what's hot today. Again, they change this every day. So, and you can see there's weather map, headlines. Let's go down and do a game center, for example. And we can go to it, close it, or whatever we want to do for each one of those things. This as strategy, quick games, humor and fun, game news, game hints, polls, downloads. Okay, let's go to sports strategies. Meet the Beatles again, this time in cyberspace. Great. In a lot of these things, you can also not only download things, but you can actually play across the network with other people if you want. And this one's chess, for example. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. Let's go to the web, for example. This is their web browser, and we'll go to browse. There's also a FTP and Gopher enrollment. Another nice thing about this package is you can actually limit, or I'm not sure what the word that what they call it here, but actually make it so kids can't get to certain web pages if you want to somehow cut things off, and you don't want any kind of bad stuff for the kids. So you can actually make it so they can't get to certain pages. This is the way it comes up. You can see it looks like a lot of the other web browsers. You can put in there HTTP, whatever, with the site that you want to go to. This tells you it's Prodigy's homepage. We can go in there, for example, and if you had a list, you could actually go to the hot list, and you can see here, let's go to CNET, the computer network, and we'll say go. And you can see look at how much faster this is great. This is pretty fast. We'll go down here and find out. We'll just go to explore this. It'll come up to the next page. CNET is it's a pretty cool. Look at how many people have been on there. 287,000 people have been on CNET. This is actually a computer network that has all kinds of fun stuff on it. So you might want to get on here one of these days and check this out. There's all kinds of different things. So we'll just go to back. It'll go back to the CNET main page. Go back to the web browser. You can see this also has search tools, viewers, interest groups. If you go to search tools, it actually lets you look for whatever you want to look for. Reload. You can say don't load the images. It'll make it even faster when you get into it. We'll just get out of that and close that. And what that does, we'll just get back to the, so you can see right now, for example, that says free, because we're not really connected to anything, so it's free. So we'll go back to the main menu. Main menu brings up the first page that we were looking at when we first connected. But you can see it's pretty fast refreshing the screen and what it does. If you just want to find out about sports, you just hit over the top of this sports right here, and it brings up the sports page. Again, because it's more text-based than it is Windows-based, I think it makes it a little bit faster. We'll go here and do Cowboys. Donahue resigns as UCLA coach. Have the Cowboys been roped? We don't want to look at that. Let's do ESP Inside Info. What this does is you can see there's just pages and pages. This is ESPN. They also have a website that you can go to that it tells you the current lineup, current roster, all these different things about sports. You can see there's little articles about what's going on. If you hit over the top of this, if you hit in the NBA, it's who you know. ESPN Sportsnet, if you hit over this on the side, it actually connects to their web page. So we don't want to, we'll just go to this. We'll go back to the main menu here. And you can see it's pretty cool. Prodigy is not bad at all because it's a little bit faster. It just, for some reason, not as many people use Prodigy as they do America Online and CompuServe. And I'm not real sure what the reason is, but I think a lot of people didn't like the text base, even though you can see it's pretty fast when it's refreshing the screen and comes up. So, so far we showed CompuServe and Prodigy, and we're going to show, our next ones are going to be America Online and Microsoft Network. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. In case you just tuned in, this is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves and I'm the host. And what we're talking about today, in case you just tuned in, is online services. We've already looked at CompuServe, Prodigy. We're going to look at Microsoft Network now, the Microsoft Network, and then we're going to look at America Online last. What we're going to do is, before we go any further, I want to make sure everybody knows what I'm using here. A lot of people, when they call in on the hotline and things, they always say what hardware we're using so they know how to compare apples with apples and everything else. This is a Toshiba 1950 CT notebook. It's a 46 DX240. It's got a 320 meg hard drive. It's got 20 megabytes of RAM in it, which is a pretty good system. It's got an active matrix screen, and we've got it hooked up to an external monitor here. I have a PCMCI slot in here with a 14.4 baud modem, but I like to make things a little bit faster on the show, so we hooked up a Hayes 28.8 external modem so we can make it go as fast as possible. Matter of fact, the one thing that I was mentioning, or I need to mention, is the differences between these different services. America Online, Prodigy, Microsoft Network, and CompuServe. CompuServe, for example, has 14.4 and 28.8 as their fastest connection. Prodigy is the fastest is 14.4, so you don't need a 28.8, but when it does switch to 28, it'll be really fast. Microsoft Network has 14.4 and 28.8, and America Online has 14.4 and 28.8. So you want to have as fast as possible. Nowadays, a 24 baud modem is just too slow to use, especially if you're going to go through these services and connect into the internet to browse the web. You want to have as fast as possible, preferably a 28.8 or a 14.4 will be fine. If your computer you just bought happens to have it, it'll work fine, but you want to have as fast as possible. So usually the way Microsoft Network comes up, I've already connected here. It comes up with a page. I just got it out of the way here. You can just see I just moved it down. Comes up with the news of today. There's a chat at 7 o'clock with Tom Scott. There's Microsoft Life, Spectrum, Home and Family, Microsoft Network Computing, Sports, Kids and Company, Finance and Business. There's News, Event Calendars, and Central. You can see you can go to all these different things, whatever you want to go to. So we'll just go to like Computing, for example. If you double click on that, it'll come up. Now, because the Microsoft Network is 100% graphics, it seems a little slower than the other services, but the graphics are really crisp and clean, and they're all photographic, like JPEG or GIF files or whatever. They're really nice looking. So if you don't mind putting up with a little bit slower, or the slowness, actually the interface is pretty slick. And so you can see there's all these different things that you can do. There's what's new, what's hot. You can go to the little close to get out of this window, or you can go to the forward. If you hit this little, looks like a forward arrow or a page forward, or whatever you want to call it, it'll actually come up and bring the different forums that are computer and software forums. There's all the same thing as a lot of the other services. There's Adobe Online, Adaptec for hard drives and hard drive controllers and things, Attachmate for different software to connect to the mainframes and AS400s, Broderbund for games, Car Source, Computer Game Forums, Shopper. Let's go to Shoppers. Computer Shopper. That's that big, thick magazine you always see at the bookstores that has about 8 billion ads in it. And they have their own little page here and also a connection to the internet. So if you want to, you can connect directly from here, directly to the Microsoft Explorer web server. Now, one thing that I have, another thing that I've done, this actually has Windows 95 on it. This PC has Windows 95 along with the Microsoft Plus, the Windows 95 Plus, which has all the fun bells and whistles that should come with Windows 95, but it makes you spend another $49 or whatever to get all the fun stuff. But comes with Explorer and everything. So if you want to go directly from here, you can go into the internet or Microsoft web browser. But there's some other pretty cool things that come with Windows 95 Plus, all the different screensavers and different fun stuff like that. But what happens is you can go right here and hit over to Computer Shopper on the web. If you double click on that, it'll actually take you right into their web page. We don't want to do that right this second. Well, I guess we could. Let's just go to double click on that. What it does, it'll actually take us right into Explorer. Now Explorer is what they're calling their web browser, Microsoft's web browser. Each different service, Prodigy, CompuServe, America Online, all of them have their own browser type, or type browser. You can see this one looks a lot like all the other ones. Has a little thing up in the corner up here that shows that it's working, the little Windows flag. It has all the same things like favorite spots and views, and you can make text bigger and smaller, cut and paste. You can have a bunch of different sites if you want. This is pretty fast. Now, what's really strange is we did a show last week. Actually, we were connecting to the web through a provider, and it was pretty slow. It's amazing how much faster these are today, going through services like America Online, Prodigy, and everything else. Actually, we probably should have done that show on through Prodigy or something. It seems like it's loading everything a lot faster. Now, you can see there's also a text-only version of this document, which will really go fast. But what this is you can go in there and find out, search, check this out, Metro Edition, whatever. If we go into different things like featured top stories, it'll actually load the next page. And these are actually pages directly out of the thing that you buy, the magazine or big thick book that you buy on the newsstand. You can see they also have advertising and things along the top, just like a lot of the other web pages. You can go in there and just double click or click on the top of those things, and it'll go right into like IBM's or Insight's homepage or the Netscape homepage. You can upgrade to the 2.0 beta. You can see that down here, if you double click on any of these hot spots, it'll go to the different things. So let's just get out of here, and we'll just get out of the web browser, and we'll go to some other things that are in the Microsoft network. So we'll get out of this. We can also minimize these just like you can in any other Windows program. If we double click on that, it goes back to that. And there's another one hidden behind here. This is another screen. You can see this is how you can send mail. It has its own mail system, just like all the other providers. If you mail something in here, you can send it to anybody that has an email account, no matter it's at their office and they're connected to the internet, or America Online, CompuServe, Prodigy, or whatever. It doesn't make any difference. The email addresses can go anywhere. Favorite places, again, if you go to the same places over and over, like always go to computing, or you always go to Computer Shopper, for example, you can add that to the favorite places. It'll automatically go to the favorite places. Member assistance, same thing as all the other ones. Usually, if you can use one of these packages, you can use any of them. They all have the same type interface, just in a different order or different screen. But if you want to find out about what your bill is this month or whatever it is, you can go to the Members Assistant, find out different access numbers or whatever. So let's go back up here. Let's pull this up. And let's go to Business and Finance. And let's see what they say about, like we were looking on, I think it was Prodigy or Prodigy or, what was the other one? Like CompuServe. And you can go in there in Business and Finance. It tells you the different things for the stock prices, or whatever. You can put in anything you want. Prodigy, we did notice though that it charges you. I don't think they all do. But again, the other thing about all these services, they're all relatively the same price. They're at roughly, $10 for 10 hours for 10 hours a month. Now, if you're going to be, like I said earlier, if you're going to be searching the web, 10 hours can go really fast. So after a certain point, you may want to think about getting a provider because a lot of the providers actually will give you more hours for just a little bit more, maybe $15, $17 a month. You get 30 or 60 hours of access to the web. But if you're just going to be using to look things up, to email people and everything else, 10 hours is plenty for a lot of people. It just depends on what you're going to do with it. Now, there's some things that you just you'll become hooked on this stuff, looking things up and everything else. Like, here's business and finance. You can go in there. There's all types of different things to go in here. There's World Wide Web under here. There's actually a pointer to the World Wide Web. There's a section on here on small office, home office. That's SOHO. If we go here to business and finance index, you'll see it'll come up with more things that you can look at. CNBC, that's the channel, the cable channel. You can go up there and find out what's on the next shows or whatever you want to do there. American Business Information, Bond Online, Deloitte Touche Online. There's all kinds, Dun & Bradstreet information. There's some pretty cool stuff on every one of these things. Now, again, one of the questions that a lot of people have are why would you want these over one or the other? Like, why would I want this over America Online or an internet provider? Mostly it's personal preference. Depends on what you want to do with it. Depends on how much money you want to spend, how much time you're going to spend on the web or whatever. But this pretty much is, again, a nutshell, a really fast nutshell. This is the Microsoft network. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. And as soon as we come back, we're going to end up and we're going to show America Online. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hi everyone, welcome to the show. This is the American Computer Enthusiast Show. My name is Steve Reeves, and what we're talking about today, in case you just tuned in, is our online services. We've already showed Prodigy, CompuServe, Microsoft Network, and now we're talking about America Online. America Online has become really popular all of a sudden. And well, it's been popular for a long time, but now that they've got a web browser and everything else, and a lot of people like the interface. They like just the touch and feel. It's real easy to get around, and it seems to be, I don't know, for some reason it seems to be really hot right now. CompuServe used to be like the main one, and I see a little switch to America Online for some reason. I don't know, I think it's probably the interface. People just like the interface, and they do great advertising. They're pretty funny commercials on TV too. And also you can see if just about every magazine you pick up nowadays, it actually comes with a disc or a CD for America Online with a free 10-hour trial. Unbelievable advertising. Whoever does their account ought to win an award or something, because it forces, it doesn't force, but it almost makes you want to use it just to find out what's on that CD or what's on that disc and connect into it. So this is America Online. This is the first screen that comes up. And it'll have a menu like this, but usually what happens is this is what really comes up in front of it, but I didn't want to blow it away yet. It tells you that I have mail. It tells you the top stories, like, Clinton formally asked Hill for Bosnia support. There's sports, and this changes. Actually, we could call back in 10 minutes, and everything on this screen would be changed again. So they constantly change this screen here to keep it fresh. So if we wanted to see the mail, I don't know if I want to see the mail, but we'll just go to the main screen, the main menu. They have same sort of things as all the other ones, but they have the same thing. Today's news, newsstand, personal finance, entertainment, clubs and interest, education, computing, reference desk, travel, internet connection. It has a pretty slick internet connection. Marketplace, sports, people connection, and kids only. News today, if you hit on the top of that, it'll actually go in and tell you what today's news is, you know, whatever all the highlights are and whatever. Now, I'll show you. Now, this is one of those things where it actually come up, and if there's something new that comes across the bottom, the graphics, the very first time you do America Online, for example, in a lot of these packages, it'll load all the graphics. So it may take a minute to load, sometimes 4 or 5 minutes, but once it's in there, it actually loads that information on your hard drive, so the next time you bring it up the next day or the next week, it'll load a lot faster. So if you get frustrated when you first started loading up America Online, it actually gets faster as you use it because it loads the information, and then next time all it does is update it if something's new, so it doesn't have to load everything every single time. You can see there's U.S. and world news, business news, entertainment news, sports news, and weather. There's, you know, you can go in there and find out weather. We can go in and find out what the weather is in any city in the country. You can do maps with showing the, you know, from the, you know, the satellite weather maps, whatever you want to do. There's ski reports, daily weather maps. There it is, radar and satellite images. There's some pretty cool things, and you can print those out and or attach it to a document or whatever you want. Same thing across the top here. Let's just talk about these icons real fast. There's mail. That little mail means I have mail up there because of the mailbox. You can actually send a letter, help. The little magnifying glass, you can look for things. Oh, this one back here is actually the main page. Chat, that's what that is. There's stocks, extra. There's a different screen. There it is, today's news, center stage, internet connection, new features and services. Go to a keyword. Keyword, same thing as a lot of the other ones. Like in CompuServe, you typed in go, whatever. This has a keyword for go to sports, or go to weather, go to whatever you have there, go to Gateway 2000, or go to whatever you want to do. Download Manager, you can actually download files here, in which that's pretty cool about America Online is you can actually wait and you can pick a whole bunch of files and download them later. So you can pick everything you want, it saves it into a file, and then before you log off, it actually downloads all those files. File search. Online clock tells you how long you've been online, which is a good idea if you're using it a lot. Personal choices where you set up all your colors or if you want things to beep or whatever you want. Print, save a file, and favorite places. Favorite places, again, if you go to the same place over and over, this gets really good when you're in the internet, in the browser, and you can just drag wherever you are into that little heart right there, and it saves it so you don't have to retype anything in or anything else like that. So let's just close this. Close this. Let's go to education. This education is pretty cool. I find that America Online has the most classes that you can take. If you go into the education and you go to Electronic University Network, when you double click on that, it actually comes up with a bunch of schools. Rogers State University, City University, Michigan State University. You can actually take classes. Like if you go in here under, let's pick one here, like Waite. I don't know how you say that, but you can actually get your MBA degree via America Online. If you go in here and double click on this, you can see it says, this is actually all the instructions and who takes it. Actually, I think it's in Ireland or Scotland or something like that. But some of these things are actually, I mean, most of them in the United States, but that one just happens to be out of the country. But we'll go to Michigan State. If we double click on Michigan State, it brings up the information about the classes. I think they're all computer classes. Yeah, there they are. MSU Computer Programming course. You can actually take, and what you do is you enroll through the Electronic University Network, and it costs, actually it'll have all the prices, everything you'd ever want to know about any of these classes on here. And you can actually take the classes and you can actually email to the instructors. You can email your assignments and everything else in there, and most of these things will actually have regular classes, like this one's Visual Basic classes. There's other ones. There's one here I know that's for, I think it's Rogers State University. There's different things, actually, degrees online. There's associate degrees, bachelor degrees, what does it cost, all kinds of different things. So this is pretty cool. I don't think that the other services have as many college courses that you can take. Here's one also, bachelor completion programs. If you don't have your degree finished, there's all these different places that you can actually finish your degree, bachelor completion courses. And you can do this all online. There's courses in accounting, computing, finance, human resources, and management, and a bunch more. It's good English, a bunch more. So we'll go back to this, go back to education. You can see there's other things too. I think there's a teachers section down here, so teachers can do, teachers network. You can go in there and find out and chat with other teachers and things. There's also different, there it is right there, teachers network, that little schoolhouse down there. We'll close that one. Also computing, travel. Let's go to travel. Travel is pretty cool. If you go to the travel section, this is where you can find out about different things. Forum guides, leisure travel, American Express Net, Easy Saver. That's actually where that thing right there with the plane, believe it or not, that is a plane. You can actually make airline reservations. We can go, let's hit over the top of that and see what it does here. See, there it is. And you saw that, it's actually loading up new art that we haven't loaded before, so something's new that we haven't seen before. We can actually go in there. I think they may, I'm not sure if they charge you for this or not, but I don't want to go into this. But you can actually make reservations for flights. You can check prices. You can check times and everything else. We'll just close that. Here's another one, bed and breakfast. You can find out all about bed and breakfasts, where they, prices and where they are in the United States or I guess anywhere. And what it's doing is loading more art. This must have a bunch of graphics when this comes up. Now, the next time I bring this up, it won't load up all these. It won't have to do that because apparently there's new graphics. There it is, bed and breakfast in the United States, bed and breakfast in Canada, how to start your own bed and breakfast, wheelchair accessibility listings. There's all kinds of different things. So online services are pretty cool. Let's go back here. Let's get out of travel, and we'll go to let's go to the internet connection. Internet connection allows you to do a lot of things. This is actually how I did my web page. I actually did my web page on America Online because they give you to what is this here? This is new since yesterday. We don't care. Yeah, we'll subscribe. We don't care. We'll see what this is here. My mail has been sent. I just subscribed to something. I have no idea what I just subscribed to, but I just went by the screen there. It has the World Wide Web, Gopher, frequently asked questions, news groups, and FTP. If we go to FTP, for example, when you click over the top of this, we can go down here and go to FTP. When you hit that, we can go down all these different FTP sites, or you can actually connect to any other site. These are File Transfer Protocol. That's what FTP stands for. So what we want to do is we want to go to, I went right past mine, member AOL.com. What this is it's actually my little directory, and this will show all the files that are in my directory on America Online with my home page. So here's all the files that are in there. You get, each America Online member gets 2 megabytes of space to put their files. And if you just have a bunch of text and maybe some GIF files with just a bunch of connections to other sites, different links, you can get by with 2 megabytes, and then they charge you per extra megabyte after that. I forget what the price is, but you can check into that. You can download files if you want to do that, utilities to delete files, create directories, upload. That's actually how you copy things up into that directory. CompuServe also has a section that users can use to have their own home pages too. But what you do is if you go down here to Web Page Toolkit, you can actually go in there. That's how you can make up your own thing. How do I get onto there's mailing lists, there's download libraries. The toolkit actually it shows you how to make up your own web pages. There's 7 wonders, all kinds of fun stuff. So, I forgot I was going to go into the web page. Let me go back real fast. And so this actually is an inexpensive way, if you don't have a provider, to actually have your own web page. So it actually goes into let's go into their browser here. There are some weird little problems with this, and this is fast too. I can't believe how fast this is loading today. They have their own little menu across the top, just like America Online, so if you can use it, but there's reload, favorite places. So if we hit favorite places, you can see there's America Online, there's the virtual world of Steve Reeves. Let's just click out of that. and help, stop, home, whatever. But see, they have a little browser just like it was in Microsoft, just like it was in Prodigy, and you can go in there and you know, browse the World Wide Web. So we'll just go and get out of that, and we'll go to, well, let's close the internet connection, and let's go to newsstand. Well, we already did newsstand, I'm sorry. Let's go to marketplace. This is the one thing I wanted to talk about. I need to ask him real fast, how much time do we have left? About how many minutes? I want to make sure I don't run over, because I could show this all day. We have about 3 minutes left. Okay, good. So let's talk about this. I forgot I wanted to talk about this. This is the marketplace. This is where you can actually, it's like the home shopping network on your computer. You can go in there and shop for Christmas presents, and they'll send flowers. You can go in there and, let's just hit this, for example, the Marketplace Holiday Village. And the reason I wanted to show this is because this is the thing. The first time you ever get into something, it'll actually ask you if you want to download all the artwork. And we can skip the free, or we can cancel. It actually tell you how long it'll take. At 28.8, it'll take 1.25 minutes. We don't want to do this right now, but I wanted to be able to show you what happens if you get that, so that you don't think you're doing something wrong or whatever. So we'll just cancel out of that. And we'll get out of this. And there's Eddie Bauer's, there's Shopper's Advantage, restaurants and discounts, Lens Express. I mean, you can order just about everything you'd ever want on here. FAO Schwarz for toys, Godiva Chocolatier. Let's go to that one. There's a pretty cool one. One other thing I want to do is I have 2 books. Well, one that actually comes out, I think actually this magazine comes out, I think it's like quarterly. I don't think it comes out every month. America Online, Multimedia Online. This is one that comes out with all kinds of things having to do with America Online and multimedia. And then another one that I actually bought, which is America Online's Internet Internet for Windows. Now this actually, you can see on the back here, it's got exactly the same screen as what we were looking at, and also it has how to get around and how to do everything in the web on America Online. So this is a pretty good book. I think I paid like $20. I actually ordered this from America Online, and they mailed it directly to me. But I think they also do sell this at bookstores and things. I think it's like $20 or less. If you go to Bookstop, it's a lot less. There's Godiva chocolate if you want to see that real fast. But I want to, I guess it's about time to wrap up the show. I want to make sure everybody watches the shows through the holidays. This is actually our last show until like the end of January, because Houston Community College takes off time for the break. So I want to make sure everybody watches the repeats for the next couple of weeks. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next show.